please reach out at messagemyhub@gmail.com.
Things that we can relate to each other on. If that conversation goes somewhere with depth, create conversation amongst people who may not have ever had that conversation otherwise. Things that we can relate to each other on. If that conversation goes somewhere with depth, I'm only interesting because the people I know are interesting. And it's time that I share that gift with the world. It's to create conversation amongst people who may not have ever had that conversation.
Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the show where we talk current events, creativity, culture, and occasionally things nobody asks for. But it's my show, so I'll do it anyway. And whether you're listening at work, in traffic, or just pretending to work while actually listening to podcasts, we're glad you're here. I'm your host, Brandon Bourne, and this is
self-proclaimed most interesting, informative, and funny podcast ever, The Hub.
Ever.
That's you heard it here first, folks.
Proclaimed on there really lightly. At first, it's like that's my disclosure so that nobody can sue me. It's fucking podcast, bro. So, as he chimes in, making fun of me. Today's guest is one of my favorite kinds of people. A kindred spirit, you might say. Someone whose brain, like mine, clearly never learned how to sit still. He designs, he builds, he creates, and somewhere along the line he decided simply playing board games wasn't enough, so he invented one. Yes, that's what I said, people. He invented his own friggin' board game. And honestly, that's exactly the type of madness that we celebrate here on the Hub. So let's get into it, shall we?
That's putting a lot of nice emphasis onto something that many people have done before.
Hey, there's lipstick, there's pigs, and there's guys that are really good at shining things up.
There you go.
Before we meet our guest, here's a few quick updates from around the Hub universe. First off, thank you as always to everybody supporting the show. The random, "Hey man, that episode actually didn't suck" comment is much appreciated.
You didn't suck. Good job.
I don't have to remind. Just a reminder. Just as a reminder, we're available across all podcast platforms. So wherever you listen, subscribe, follow, or give us a listen. But before we move on, let's talk about the wonderfully whimsical world around us. Sorry, folks, whimsical is my latest favorite word, so I'm dropping it every chance I get. The world continues doing what it does best, causing us all to raise an eyebrow, thinking, am I really supposed to pretend I believe anything, like ever, that I see? Tensions surrounding the war in Iran continue escalating global concern. And is it not adorable how the average person you meet can suddenly break down international conflict while simultaneously forgetting the issues they were outraged over last week? Meanwhile, President Trump's trip to China produced exactly bupkis, our only actual able-bodied enemy, and the only thing we learned is that our president gives one hell of a Xi Jinping BJ. At this point, modern politics feels less like a government process and more like a gaggle of reality show characters fighting each other in a parking lot full of people ignoring them while they search for a digital Pokemon card. Things have got to be better closer to home, right? Well, no, it's not. The first one is truly tragic. A Frontier Airlines flight reportedly ran over a man at DIA. There is no fault to the pilots, and it was correctly ruled a suicide. But what didn't sit well with me was how every news outlet immediately spoke of his criminal record and not simply the sadness or mental illness that leads a man, of any background for that matter, to walk in front of a plane as a way out. I know it sucks sometimes, but all jokes aside, stay alive, men. Bronco fans officially got their season schedule, which means every single person in Colorado has suddenly become both a football analyst and an emotional hostage to their fantasy football draft. Then there's the Nuggets. Timberwolves didn't just beat us, they outclassed us and outhustled us. Minnesota looked more physical, hungrier, and like they might have drank that spooky potion Egg Shin gave the guys in Big Trouble in Little China before they tipped off. That may be a stretch, but the truth is Denver looked like a team trying to remember where they left their car keys, and that stinks for us. Still, great teams respond. And now we'll find out exactly what kind of heart these Nuggets have. Oh, and one last thing. They're taking our taper refunds, bitches. They claim it's for education, but it basically gets siphoned off into a general fund. And I don't know about you, or if you've noticed, but our kids are dumb because of moves like this. So get out and vote if you want to keep any of your tax dollars here in Colorado. If not, you best believe there's a slush fund somewhere waiting to receive it. Speaking of competition, calculated moves, and trying to outthink people across from you, few people in Denver embody that mindset the way that this fella did. Dear Chauncey, my name is Brandon Bourne and I host a little-known podcast called The Hub. On The Hub, I sit down with people whose stories generally don't make the headlines. The show is really about passion, perspective, and the drive it takes to overcome self-doubt and pursue our goals. This journey often involves setbacks, reinvention, and the things that shape us as human beings. For a lot of us growing up in Denver, the King of Park Hill wasn't just a nickname. It represented confidence, intelligence, and composure from someone we knew from the neighborhood. You showed kids from this city what was possible through community, discipline, and belief in yourself. Recently now, your name has found its way back into public conversation, and whether fair or unfair, that comes with noise, opinions, and speculation from every direction. But I think there's always value in hearing directly from the person at the center of a story, not just the athlete, coach, or public figure, but the man himself. I genuinely love the opportunity to have an honest conversation about life, pressure, and leadership. Your legacy here in Denver is and will always remain solid. So, whenever you're back in town, give me a holler. In the meantime, take it light and be peace, brethren. All right, folks. While Chauncey surely ignores my invitation, let's bring in today's very real guest. Creativity, the use of imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work. Today's guest is one of those people who reminds you creativity isn't limited to one lane. Woodworking, painted metal, 3D printing, as well as game design. It's all connected through imagination. Basically, if there's a material available, he's probably figured out how to turn it into something far cooler than it originally was. But as impressive as that all is, it was his passion for board games that caught my attention. So from the dinner table to this here makeshift studio we've come, because Philip doesn't just play games. He actually invented one. Please welcome Philip Henderson to The Hub.
Howdy, folks.
After that introduction, I need to chill for a minute because I forgot how fucking long that is.
For sure. Sure.
And I have time to do it. I still...
You can go and do another take. No, like I like the local news style of things. That's important, I think. You know. Yeah, that's why you have segments. You know. Cool. Anyway,
so some people have hobbies, and then some people are just not capable of not creating. Which one are you?
Definitely not capable of not creating. Like, I'm definitely happiest when making something, and like-minded individuals always interest me. And yeah, even like this, you know, you've created a podcast, whether out of just for fun or some other endeavor, but like just being able to do something and contribute to the world, right? Like, right. You know, I've gamed all my life and playing, you know, Risk, Monopoly with brothers and all sorts of board games and card games with my mom. So it's like there was never a time where I wasn't board gaming in some form. And then I got into like modern hobby gaming through a game called HeroScape, and got into more games beyond that, and the collection just ballooned out of control, of course. So like
collecting them at this point?
I have a ton. I have a few shelves just loaded down with games that all play differently, and they're all different worlds. And just like, at least to me, just like TV shows or movies or something, each one provides a different world, a different space to be in.
Is it like books? Because like I didn't read out fantasy for a long time. Like,
yeah,
I'm a hater. I was like, no, I don't read fantasy books. I like thrillers and this and that, and I'm super cool. And then a guy gave me the Dragon,
Aragon, yeah.
And he was like, just try this. It's pretty easy, and this and that. You might like it. You can get through it in a few. And I read it, and I was like, dude, this is dope. There's 3 more. Let me see them
suddenly
all.
you're propelled. See, I was the opposite. I was totally on the other side where like I have a hard time reading nonfiction. Like I want something fantastical, and you know, I grew up reading the Warrior Cats books. Okay. I know a lot of people can relate to that because that's a series that's like still going on.
Sure, you can.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
But yeah, just like I was so much more interested into some fictional world, and as opposed to, it's like real world's boring. At least back then, I'm more interested in it now, but it's, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because now, was it a catalyst to your creativity, or were you like a kid always trying to get into this stuff and
I think it's just
tinker and mess with things?
kind of how I grew up, how I always wanted to be, like the immersion into fantasy or other worlds, or just kind of that always just kind of spoke to me, right? And like I played a lot of video games growing up. I always had a computer in the house that could play video games, and I never had to learn like on a typewriter. So it's like, it's
That's like I hear tick tick to this day, and I think about typewriter.
right, yeah. It's like that's how my parents learned and stuff, but we were always like a pretty technology forward. So all that stuff, all these game worlds and stuff that they were readily available to me, and that's what really interests me. And
what's the biggest difference? Like you work with metal, paint, 3D, all way different mediums.
Yeah.
Like, what are some notable physical differences between them?
In a lot of, like, obviously there's a lot of differences between them, and just like how the materials handle a task or something, but also it's funny how similar they can be, because like I worked in an aluminum metal shop for 8 years, making ham radio antennas, and we just cut them aluminum soft enough, we just cut them with wood saws. So right, it's like
between the two things.
Yeah. And immediately after that job,
simple way of putting it, but that makes total sense.
Yeah. And we made all these ham radios antennas out of just aluminum and sticks. And, the most complex thing I did there really was like soldering some wires and making the little Yagi portion of the antenna. And after that is when I got to work at the wood shop and got to be a little more artisanal about it, because it was all about shadow boxes and retirement boxes and stuff, and working with these different colors of woods, and less practical use kind of construction, but really pretty. And I got to work with all these pretty woods, but it's still like fairly similar. There's still lots of cutting, lots of sanding, buffing, all these things to make a finished product.
What's the like coolest thing you?
Oh man.
Or maybe for each medium, like what's your coolest 3D thing, what's your coolest wood thing, and what's your coolest metal thing?
Well, let's say for metal, like mostly that was for the job, but what I did do a lot was just kind of make workstations or extra tools or whatever we needed. And
could you get inventive and like if you thought of an idea? Could you machine it? Or kind of creative.
We were a pretty simple metal shop. We the most complex our machines got was kind of like drilling holes in specific spots automatically. We didn't have like a metal CNC or something. But yeah, then at Aero Antenna, I got to make like this little rollaway cart that kind of hung over another counter, and so that that was intended to help us like have more space for when we're just like mass producing these antenna packs with all the elements together. And so it had a very practical purpose, but it was really fun to make. And my boss let me do that, and yeah, it's like for a long time my boss let me just kind of do what I saw fit in the shop to if it was making us more productive or something, it was great. At the wood shop, I loved running the CNC. The CNC machine was so cool, because I love being able to design in a computer, and then
the one where you go in and you like do a CAD thing. And
and you send it to a machine, and it creates a G code, and it makes cuts using a 1/4 inch bit or something. And I made some cool stuff there. I'll definitely show some pictures, but sometimes we'd have really detailed carvings of like eagles on a badge, because I'd make these shadow boxes in the shape of the security forces badge, because it was on a military base.
Right.
And then other times it would be just these really cool custom cutouts that with parts that could slot together and make like a wine rack or something kind of fairly easily, and then all you have to do is finish it up. And we were all about custom projects. If someone had some special idea, they could come to us and we would figure that out. And that was the best part of that job, for sure. Just working on something. One time I made this giant D6 dice, basically, and they just wanted, like, whatever reason, they just wanted a cube with the dots on it, and then one face of it had like the retirement things.
We're the most
So
random people in the world.
yeah, just someone wanted.
Just want you to make this into wood.
Yeah, it's like, why not? But yeah, it's like we could do this logo here, CNC cutout and whatnot.
Oh, that leads to a confession. You could tell us about the 3D one because I got a
Yeah.
confession. So my big cool banner I got here is misspelled here.
Subcrib.
Subcrib. Make sure that you subcrib to the
Yeah. Subcrib ring bell.
ball on the budget, but we'll
Yep.
fix that when you
You're
guys
like,
start
oops.
paying.
Yeah. Start paying for the free podcast.
Free. Somebody can pay me to advertise them on my free podcast.
But yeah, and then 3D printing, I've been learning 3D printing. I say I've been learning 3D printing for all this time during these jobs, because you never stop learning in something like that. But to this day, I've designed a number of things, whether they're like little terrain setups for war games like Warhammer and stuff, and for HeroScape. And then I've also designed really practical things, which are just like organizer boxes or like a little cup holder clamp that clamps to a table. I designed those for my local game night group.
These sound like we probably
and
shouldn't be letting you say this stuff. These things need to be. I need to be managing you, bro. We need to work on your management. These are all really great ideas. And you're not giving them enough love.
I mean, as good as the ideas might be, they all come from somewhere else. It's not like there's not an original thought in the world, I don't think. And
somebody told me you don't necessarily have to reinvent it. You just have to make it better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. And it's like I always seek to make it better, and developing the skills to do that can be arduous, but it's just like looking at a painting and being like, oh, I could do that. And it's kind of the artist's slap back is do that then. Go enjoy it. You want to go make a painting and then sell it for $10,000 or whatever, if you can do that, good on you, my man. And I love those little idioms of artists, like, customers always like, why do you charge so much for this? And you're like, because I could charge more. Right. How about that?
There's a guy behind you, that's why.
Yeah.
The value of things and just creativity in general, and that nobody respects the.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to have the freshest idea. You don't have to have the perfectly unique idea, but you just have to do it and like have some fun doing it, and then likes are someone's gonna want it.
That's it.
So if I can use that to segue a little bit into the Undermakers product, like our biggest seller at this convention this past weekend, we made this little portable chess set, and it's laser cut out of wood and leather, and we sewed them together, and it goes into this little scroll, like twice the size of this. And then my buddy Wyatt designed a custom unique chess set that's like unique to us, but also the pieces still signify the same visual design that chess has been for thousands of years. So it's like, and it was, in my mind, it was perfect. Mason and Wyatt designed this together, and we were putting them together, and we sold so many. Chess is not new. Portable chess is not new. Leatherworking is not new. Laser cutting is not new. But it's like you get these. The reason we started Undermakers is because we each have a unique mind and a unique skill set that we're bringing together to create a product, and they sold really well, and we were super jazzed about it, and we were really happy about that. So it's like, I didn't even like design and fully make that one, but that's to this date, one of the coolest things that I've made. Like I've made it with these other guys. And I have my own little chessboards. I've been making chessboards out of cedar and oak, like many woodworkers do. And they come out beautiful. I love working on them. They're expensive because they take forever to make. So it's like we sold way more of the leather chessboards than we sold of mine, but I'm really happy that we sold any of mine, because somebody wanted them. And, I don't know. It's really cool. It's really cool to create something.
Thing. Like,
yeah.
You don't like, even with this, like, that's why one thing that caught me about your concept, I think I was reading something and it was about you and how taking multiple mediums and getting different people together, like, creates the thing. Like, if this ever does become a very interesting podcast, it's not one thing. I took essences of all my favorite radio shows.
Yeah.
And anything I ever heard that I liked, I said, hey, take a little of that, boom, boom, boom. And I think I'm slightly interesting enough to have, and I know people, and people talk to me, and I'm like, well,
absolutely,
you know what I mean? So it's worth a try to.
I don't know that I'm necessarily worthy of a podcast, but you know, it's fun to be here and and like talk about the shit that I like to talk about, and yeah, ultimately that's like what I'm about. You know, creativity. You don't have to have the perfect original idea to have a cool product. You don't have to go to Shark Tank and find some schmo to give you $1 million to start your company. We started a company out of our pocket change, basically. Mason is the one that handles a lot of our business silliness, and he's done a great job on like getting us spun up. Yeah, shout out to Mason and Wyatt, my business partners as Undermakers. Because we got a great start. We got a great start this weekend, and we're super jazzed about it and are ready to spin up and do some more things.
And you were at a convention. Where was it?
Yeah, that was in Cheyenne in Wyoming, and it was just a small little 600-person gaming convention. If we weren't at the booth, we were out playing a game or something with some of my old friends because I used to live there. That's where the metal shop and the wood shop were that I worked at.
Those of you that don't know, we are recording on the first day of Fan Expo, I think.
Thursday, May 28th.
So it's kind of the season for...
Yeah, this is very much convention season, and if we were a little bit more ready, we'd probably have more of these cons on our book. But you know, we're getting around. You know, three schmucks, just kind of putting things together. We'll figure it out.
Hey, good luck for the schmucks. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. Now, this was the part that hooked me. You got something there?
I was about to pull up the Undermakers website because I've got a little blurb on there. It's not much of a website yet, but I feel like it embodies just what we're about. And
this might be what I was reading when I thought of that.
Maybe, yeah.
Want me to read it?
Go for it, please.
We are the Undermakers, a workers' co-op that works together to unlock creativity and enable creators to do what they do best. Every purchase of product or service supports creating artists and workforce directly. That's awesome.
So yeah, that's just like a short blurb. That's not even like our official motto, but it's kind of the philosophy that we started in making Undermakers, having Undermakers be a thing. So you can find us at theundermakers.com and the website is up and everything.
We repeat it. And we'll make sure that we repeat that many times before this is all over. So
yeah.
Get ready.
But we've had a blast, and mostly we're just like three guys who like to fix stuff, make stuff. The garage that we work out of, you know, you should see all the things that we do and all the things that we've messed around with. So, yeah.
And this is the part that I thought was insane. People get bored with board games, so they switch to something else. You decided to make your own.
Yeah. I don't know why people get bored of board games. I think board games are the best and awesome.
Oh,
and so
if I get jumped by like down the street, it's your fault. No. No, I love board games too. My son's at Fan Expo right now, actually.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, like board games aren't for everybody. And it's like, I play really simple ones. I play really complicated 4-hour board games. And you know, it's
That's sort of my question. what's the balance in trying to make a good board game? Like, can you make it too difficult or too easy? Like,
You
where's the sweet
totally
spot?
can. And of course, there's thousands of board games out there at this point. So it's like there's board games designed for all audiences. Mine in particular is very much kind of like a family kind of game where it's intended to be like a tough puzzle to think about, but also it's like not that bad. You're not gonna get stuck in it and just like suffer. um,
4 hours.
like an
2
hour.
hours.
I like most play tests have gone under an hour and and like that. With the goal just being like, hey, we can have a cool game to play together with friends or family, and it's not Candyland, so you're actually making some decisions in it. You know, that's the key. The decision space within board games, that's what excites people.
Is that what creates the interest?
Yeah, and it's like,
Where can I put me in it? In
Yeah.
the story, kind of.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And some games are pretty abstract in that it's like, oh, this is just a puzzle. Maybe it has a cool theme on it, but it's ultimately just like a puzzle of where do you put these pieces to score the most points or something. But other games are really thematic and combative. Catan being, one of the most widely known ones out there. You have the trading element of it, and that's where the game is. Like, you trade well, you do well.
Not like a dungeon trade or a different trade. What's the difference between that type of a trade that makes it so interesting? Or is it any type of a transaction?
Well, in
where
Catan,
there's an action after the transaction.
in Catan, you're trying to get to 10 points, right? And you get points by building structures. And to build those structures, you need the 5 resources. The like.
Check.
We
free.
Okay.
Check.
So you have to build the structures, and then to build the structures, you need the resources, which come out randomly to some degree. Okay. You have a little control over it, but largely it's just a roll of a dice, and then people get resources. So if you need resources that someone else is generating, you have to trade for it. If you have sheep, you need to trade for wheat or whatever. Right. And there's a certain set of the resources that makes a settlement and then a city. So that key interaction of just resources to buildings, to bigger buildings, to winning the game, all that starts with how you have to interact with the other players.
Right.
Some people like this, some people don't. I love the interaction in Catan. I think it's a great game. There's a reason that it's stuck around since the 80s or whenever it was first released. And Catan kicked off the whole Eurogame idea of, because it came out of Germany.
Okay. Now, what's Eurogame as opposed to just regular board games that I'm thinking?
I mean, largely, it's such a general term. It really just means like
an actual culture, kind of.
Yeah, like this is a game that came out of Europe.
Okay.
Because 80% of the games that exist today came out of Europe.
Okay. Like you would say, animation, Japanese animation, because majority.
Yeah. It's like anime is just Japanese for animation. It's not a genre. But a lot of people, American designers, call their games Euro games because they're inspired by that style. And it's really funny, the super dry themes that designers will get into. One of my favorite games called Concordia is just like, it's all about trading wine and silk and spice around Italy. Period. That's it. Like that's the start and end of it. And you.
So what you're telling me? Since I was sitting on an IBM Apple two-toned green and black screen computer, playing Oregon Trail.
Yep.
Looking for rations and an oxen,
Mm-hmm.
trying not to die of dysentery on a lake somewhere.
It's like that's a very thematic game right there. Yeah.
It's got literally the exact same ingredients that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it was, and it always is interesting because you're like, hey, my little inanimate dude just died.
Yeah, and it's like you could totally strip down Oregon Trail to its base components of just like you're a character going from event to event trying not to die until you've met so many events, right?
Gotcha.
But they put a little piece of history on it, and they put a little piece of that, whether you learn something from that or not, it's kind of whatever. Some people really love the spice trading of Concordia.
Another little piece of history.
Mostly I enjoy it because I'm like moving a little boat around, and you're connecting cities to make your little trade network, and it's got a really cool like hand management mechanic. So I could talk about it more and use a bunch of terms that you're probably not familiar with in like game terms, but that in essence,
it's for the people.
Yeah,
I might know what you're talking about. Somebody doesn't mean like.
But I love board games that they have that player-to-player interaction that it's more than just you randomly landed on my spot, so you owe me a thing or something. It's like we have to trade. We have to interact to progress the game. Otherwise, the game just doesn't finish. Like it's
so much more interesting. Like even just thinking about it from that concept.
So you can be super competitive in Catan, or you can have the co-opetition of it, the cooperative competition.
I don't even know if that's a word, but we're cool.
It's super not a word, but
it's now a word for sure.
So, yeah, board games are great. Video games are great too. I love video games, but it's like I on any given day I want to play a board game more. Yeah. In fact, one of my favorite video games called Deep Rock Galactic. It's just like a shooter where you're space dwarves and you're shooting bugs and mining resources. They made a board game version of it, and I love the board game. Like I'd
rather read the book.
Yeah, it's like can I read the book? The book did it better, but this is video game first, board game second. But I don't know. It's fun. I've got little miniatures that I painted, that I worked really hard on to make them look really good and true to the video game, and they turn out great. And whenever I bust it out, people have a good time. So it's like, yeah.
Say it. I'm gonna bust it out. People have a good time.
Yeah, let's.
All right. So, all right, folks. On that note, we're gonna pause for a serious conversation, and I'm gonna mic check myself.
Okay.
But it is time for free time. This is where you've got three options, Philip.
Okay.
So choose wisely, or don't choose at all. That usually is more entertaining. You've got option one, when we call off the top. You can do a freestyle poem or a rap with me based on a pre-generated topic. I've got a list right here.
Oh.
If you want to bust a rap or get our poetic on, we can do that. Option two, on the spot, a completely improvised skit. So I've also got a list of scenarios here, bro. So it's on both of us. So we'd have to make up a skit to one of these things. Or third, this is for the shy types. Rapid fire questions, no hesitation, first answer only. We can go through some quick question answers.
I'm gonna totally trash myself, but we got to do a rap together. We got to do a rap. Yeah, I'm gonna. My improvisational skills are not a thing, but like we're totally gonna rap together.
I'm so excited. You're literally the first person who thinks a mortgage broker.
Mortgage broker, yeah.
Rap. Stay tuned, folks. It's going down. You will be hearing something extremely entertaining, just like this stuff we're talking about.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna ruin myself.
Hello.
Hello.
Newest rap trio. Rap duo.
Talking a lot.
Up
Talking
in
here. Here we go.
It is. It's recording it. Oh, it's working.
Okay, sweet.
Cool. Bet. All right. Well, check. All right. What's this one?
Are you taking first?
Creative disaster.
Yeah.
You first or me?
You go for it. You take first.
What? It's a disaster for sure. I didn't expect we'd get on the mic and get to talking some blow. I used to be this way back in the day, but right now I keep it real low. I don't want anybody to understand that I can get up on the flow. I make it up in the back door. I bring it up in here for sure. I didn't tell anyone that he was coming down here and gonna be on my show. But now we got my man Philip and he's up here across from me and we gonna go show everybody how it goes on the hub and everything in the hood gonna blow. Whatever, I can tell you. There it is.
We got Brandon in the house, and he thinks he's baby no money, but we're taking baby no money's money, honey. Here we go. I got rhymes like me and better than Watsky, and we gonna throw it down like creativity. Here we go. Yeah. Gonna make a chessboard, gonna beat you on that king. Let me find you with my queen. Here we go, chessboard. Roll it up, make it portable.
Hey, he's gonna make you a new chessboard. We're gonna put it in the trunk of the Escort. Take it down and play some Oregon Trail at the back fort. Give me some love, Philip. Thanks, that's my cohort. All right. Okay. We're back. I can't get focused really well because that was the best freaking free time.
I hope you know we just lost whatever half your audience is.
That's good. 'Cause it's only 3, and one of them I'm pretty sure is my uncle.
Man.
But I'm sure we've gained more. For everyone we lost, we definitely gained more. Okay. There's stuff here. Thank God we can edit. Oh my God.
Yeah, thank God for editing.
Except for the freestyle. You guys are gonna get every wonderful, lusciously delectable second of that beautiful disaster.
I'm terrified.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You should. And I have the editing power. So remember, I told you at the beginning, this is my show, and you're gonna get all of it.
Yup.
Okay.
Wyatt and Mason are gonna be like, we don't need you to. We found another Undermaker at your place.
Yeah, we may have lost some of your Yeah, you went on that show. You definitely went below yourself. Those guys. All right, and we're back with some more creativity versus perfection. You've obviously seen that you're not stuck on perfection.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because that's what we do.
I used to be, people talk about, like if I'm not good at art the first time, suddenly they just like quit immediately. It's like, that's so not the point of art, right?
That was literally the question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you ever find yourself stuck trying to make things perfect instead of just getting through it?
And like, there's an element of me chasing perfection because I know I can do better or something.
Right.
But they always talk about how you need to find your done. You need to find that finished point where it's like, no, it's not perfect.
Right.
And because something absolutely does not have to be perfect to be beautiful or be worthy. And thank God, because I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And
when a thing is
I deserve
finished,
love, right?
It's
like,
right, absolutely.
But it's like, I get it. People try ceramic pottery throwing or something, and they struggle with just centering the clay, like the hardest part of ceramics. But you got to keep at it. You got to get past that. And you're never going to be able to do it perfectly, but you're going to be able to do it beautiful nonetheless.
Right.
So it's just have fun with it. Like,
it's super interesting in martial arts. Like with what I practice in the style, like the point of martial arts is just through great practice becoming better. Mm-hmm. There's never a done.
Right.
It's literally no matter how long
there's
you
always
practice,
something to
or you're a
fine
master,
tune.
or you're a grandmaster, or a teacher. You're still, all of them are these humble people. Like, yeah, but the guy before me still would have made me do 30 push-ups.
And
like, I'm so.
And they display that with belts, right? Like, I took some karate, some shuri-ryu karate when I was younger, and I competed in some competitions, and they display that with belts. Like, you start out as a white belt, you go on to yellow belt, go on to blue belt, whatever the case. And it's always advancement. You hit black belt, and that's like a great achievement, but also there's, at least in my system, there's 20 different dans of black belt, and then beyond that, you've got red belt, which is technically grandmaster, but really they just stopped counting. Like they're just like you're
really
better
in
than
in the old styles. They didn't use the belts.
It's like
we created it just for us to have something to measure.
They
were just like, we're on the journey for life. Will you teach me, sir?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like you hit black belt, but that doesn't mean you stop training. You hit 10th Dan black belt, but that doesn't mean you stop training. You hit red belt, maybe you can feel pretty good because you're like best in the world, but like you don't stop training. Artists never stop training.
Stop. And they never stop creating.
And you know, and we think about great artists that we know now. You know, everybody knows Van Gogh, right? Or Van Gogh, if you want to pronounce it French correctly.
Just
but
for people who don't know Van Gogh.
Yeah, there you go. The ear tribute. He was poor and destitute and depressed, and you made a little comment about keep going, but it's like he lost the battle to depression, and
wasn't until years later that anybody cared about his art,
right? And his brother sold one, and then he sold all of them, and then now he's world renowned. There's a Doctor Who episode centered just around Van Gogh, and it's one of the most highly rated Doctor Who episodes in existence.
Yep.
And it's like we revere this man, and but nobody thought he was good. Like, but he still did it. Like, he did it because he enjoyed it. He did it because he's an artist and he wanted to create, and it wasn't with something he could do. Yeah. And some of his greatest paintings came out of when he was healing. I learned that recently. So the eras that he was painting, all the paintings that you know, that you recognize and are like totally world renowned in museums everywhere. Right. It was because he was, with his therapist, and like he was healing.
Interesting.
Ultimately, he lost a battle to depression, but whether that's attributed to lead poisoning in the paint or something, it's like he was a great man that was unrecognized. Right.
And that's what we fault. Like, sometimes we can forget the greatness of a person because of like a choice or something negative in their past or something. Mm-hmm. It's like, don't miss the point or the gift or the lesson through like dismissing that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, life truly is beautiful in a way. And it's like, I'm lucky enough to have a certain set of people that are appreciating my work and purchasing it. some chessboards at a random convention, whether they're my friends and just like supporting me, but like some people I didn't know bought some stuff. So I was like, awesome on me, like I've made my mark. But it doesn't mean I stop.
Right. It doesn't mean you stop.
And
beautiful. Because you can't, like I said, that's the thing about creative people. We just really can't give it up.
I truly would believe that, like, I can't, because the times where I haven't been creating, those are my lowest points in my life. Like, those are when I'm in my head the most, and I feel like I'm just not producing. Not that your worth is tied to how much you're producing, but it's like,
sometimes your work is your production. Though. Like, without a job, it's just having that thing to do that gives you the value of yourself.
And before I get too far away from that, like, I create for myself too.
Right.
Like I don't always sell my creations. I have some things that I will not sell.
Right.
And it is truly, I have the piece that I call my vanity piece is a wood version of a board game made by Kurt Vonnegut. And I tried my absolute hardest, spent hours and hours and hours making this beautiful board that I absolutely love, and it will remain with me forever. Maybe someone could commission me to make one similar to it, but it's not going to be the first one, and it's not going to be that one. And also, you're going to pay out the rear end for that. Like, that was hours, but I'll send you a picture of that to throw up because I'm super proud of it, super amazed at it. Kurt Vonnegut is another inspiration of mine. So
I tried to research some people that were, I almost like the Dear Dream Guest. That's a little, I do a letter to an interesting person or celebrity that'll never say yes, basically. And I tried to look up some board makers, and I had a Matt something guy that I almost was going to use it, but I felt a little disingenuous because I'm not in the...
Sure. You're just kind of like not.
I'd have been
field.
just kind of making it up. It wouldn't have been like I know anything about it, so I'm weird like that. That's one of my little things.
Well, I mean, yeah, some of it's gonna be like, how good of a show is it gonna be if you don't know the questions to ask, right? Like, and there's some board game podcasts out there, and they have all sorts of guests and stuff. I'm taking a class right now with a guy named Emerson Matsuchi.
Okay.
And he's a really cool guy, really nice, and like he probably would show up on a podcast if he had time. But he teaches classes, and he's a really prolific game designer. And I've played a few of his games before, like meeting him. And
Do you want to share the name of your game that you made or anything?
I'm sorry,
Your game that you made.
what
Do you
about
want to
it?
share like the name of it or anything?
Oh, sure. It's not published, so it's
We'll
sort of
work on
being
that. I'm
redesigned.
going to assume these management positions.
Yeah. So it's like it's not available for purchase, but it's called Sansui, which roughly translates to mountain water in Japanese. The full word, it's a shortened version of the word Kare Sansui, which translates to dry garden, or more colloquially known Zen garden.
Okay.
So the whole game is about making a little Zen garden. You draw in the sand that's already in your garden. You place bamboo, you place rocks. You sort of sort out your little pieces that you draw. And it's fun. It's fun. I was messing around with mechanics. It's iterative of some other games that I really like, and that's okay. That doesn't bother me. I'm trying to change it now to where it's a little more self-producible, and maybe I'll have it on the Undermakers site one day. But it's inspired by Sudoku because it's a little 9x9 grid, and so the scoring system is like how well you sort of fit the Sudoku puzzle. It's cool. I really enjoy it. My mom did all the artwork for it. She did a whole bunch of watercolor paintings for me that I then photoshopped onto pieces, onto cards.
Okay. I've taken a look at them too. It's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah,
It's really cool.
It's really pretty. And if it ends up being that like that's just for me, like I'm okay with that. Like that might just be for me. Certainly the current version is just for me because the produced version I think is going to be a bit
You'll
different.
have to change things.
Yeah,
to suit
and
people
I think it's going to be a lot less focused on my mom's art, which I like because it's going to be simple, but I don't like because it's not her art, and that's really special to me.
Well, we're representing it right here.
Yeah.
Miss Barb, and we know how, and people will know where the original art is.
So, but I still have those prototypes, and they came out great. And
Dope. That's awesome. That's awesome. Face to face. Board games, video games, all these different things are happening right now, but board games is one of the few things that actually puts people in front of each other. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, that sort of seems to be coming back in style.
yeah,
Why do you think people crave that right now? And what do board
To put
games
it-
bring to the table?
to boil it down to the most basic is I think just people crave connection. You can be as introverted as you want, but like we're still social creatures and we survive in societies no matter how small they are. And board games are an interesting facet in that it's just like it's a version of play. You sit down and you play within this guided world, this guided set of rules. Like, okay, I agree that we're playing within these rules, and you agree that we're playing within these rules, and we're having a little bit of maybe a friendly competition.
Right.
Maybe it's a cooperative board game against the game, but either way, we're like self-imposing these rules, just like you would tag or hide and seek. You count to 100, and then you go try to find your friends. And it's like, like it is just play, and people want something to play with, and people want to play together most of the time. I feel like even more so than like what I would call the golden age of board games, because there's so many, role-playing games have hit a stride that I don't think Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, ever would have expected.
Would he have been sitting somewhere thinking that right now
It's like
there's thousands of people on the way downtown?
not
based on an
15 years
idea
ago
of
when
him.
I was in high school, like I wouldn't have necessarily been made fun of for playing Dungeons and Dragons, but I certainly couldn't have yelled Dungeons and Dragons in the lunchroom and everybody know what you're talking about.
Right.
But
And from
but now
boardrooms
it's
to
like,
bus drivers to everything.
Yeah,
You've got
it's
people that are in the lunchroom like, hey, bro.
everybody. And you get people who are talking about their characters. They fall in love with the story that they created. They fall in love with the story that the DM kind of put together. And ultimately, boiled down, role-playing games are just that. It's role playing. It's pretend. It's a world that doesn't exist. You assign numbers to like stats and stuff, but ultimately it's like you don't need that. You're playing pretend. I hit you with my sword. You're like, well, I've got my sword blocking shield. Kids and like playing on the playground, just imagining things. But we're creating stories together in a community that can really appreciate it. And I love video games and I love playing multiplayer video games. But like it's of course less imaginative, but you can still immerse yourself in that world. And everybody kind of plays their own way. Some people want to play something like Skyrim, super true to a character and like feel epic, and then other people are off goofing off and like, what's this direction? It's like, it's like, I'm gonna see how much stuff I can steal from the guard while he's facing that way. And it's like it's role play in essence. Even the board games that I most commonly play, Sansui, a game about being a gardener, being a monk, maybe being someone who's creating a Zen garden, and I have a little score system on it, but ultimately by the end you're intended to just kind of like
be chilling.
Make something pretty. Like you're just trying to make little swirls in the sand. You're trying to put bamboo in places and organize it properly. It's like,
I like that idea a lot. And it's do you have any background as far as there a reason that you made it like a Japanese game, or that you lean towards those sort of ideals in it?
I mentioned I was in Shuriru Karate.
Yeah.
I've always been into like anime. I grew up watching like Full Metal Alchemist, and which super popular one. And so it's like I've always been kind of like interested in Japanese culture and stuff, and I want to travel there one day. I haven't been able to yet, but Japanese was like my language of choice in high school when it was offered, instead of like Spanish. Spanish would have served me a lot better, but it's so I already had like those connections, and so it was not a far cry to like making this
part of your...
making this as part of the game theme. Which actually did come later. When I started designing Sansui, I started with basically just shapes, just like squares, circles, stars.
Okay. So you just had a concept, sort of what it will do what.
And ultimately, like my first idea was like, maybe you're making bouquets of flowers because you're a botanist or something. Okay. And then once I started shifting the puzzle around, and then the Zen garden idea kind of appeared, I was like, this is where it's at. Like that's where the rest of the design decisions is going to come from.
Right. Because that does kind of have to lead the next set of decisions and how you're going to gear the game. Yeah.
It was like mechanical first. What are we doing with these shapes?
Right.
And the theme just lends context to the shapes instead of squares, circles, and stars. It's rocks, bamboo, and sand. Like it's
build a body to a car. It's gonna fit this kind of engine, and it looks like it should go fast. Let's go
ultimately, the theme of any board game is just lending itself credence so that people connect with the mechanics. I mean, same thing with like Mario. Like if the game was just hold right until you reach gap, hit other button, hold right more, hit other button. It's like, no, you're a plumber. You're trying to get across this weird world of turtles and Goombas.
Right. And get the hot chick at the end.
Yeah, and then save the princess.
Yeah, like that's... Yeah, and you're right. And that probably started as a guy that just had push left, jump here, push left, go here.
Yeah, it's like... some of my friends are programmers and stuff, so they could delve deeper in that, and they just think that way. Like, yeah, but... And then you get to the castle and learn that the princess isn't there, so you burn it to the ground.
And I asked that because I take a lot of my like ideals and the way I go about things from a lot of Asian culture and Japanese because my stepdad traveled a lot. And even with the imperfection thing, there's a concept of wabi-sabi and like kitsuguri, where, you know, broken things or mending things.
Kintsugi. I've been wanting to learn that a lot. I actually wrote a whole poem about it. Kintsugi.
I love it.
Maybe we can tag that on the end or something. But
For sure. We might be taking a trip to Tokyo together.
I'd love that. That would be so cool.
That'd be dope. Hell yeah. Well, that's great, man.
So, yeah.
I love it. We've hit a lot. Is there any new up and coming, you know, projects, any creativity, anything you want to get out?
I don't know. Like, obviously, you know, we just started Undermakers this year, so I'm excited to keep working on stuff like that. But also, we've been doing that nonstop for the past month, and so like everybody's taking a little bit of a breather.
And that's undermaker.com, is it?
The Undermakers, S on the end.com.
The Undermakers.
Yeah. Little Squarespace website that I threw up in like 10 minutes. But right now it just has some pictures, but eventually it'll have like a product page and our chessboards and stuff there and more pictures. Beautiful. And maybe some blog stuff. But like, I always want to make for myself. I'm looking for new jobs. Lately it's funny, I took a job at a local game store / cafe. And so I make coffees for people, and I've been getting really into that. Actually like enjoying that, you know, brewing coffee properly, like barista. At the convention, I got to know Ethan, who started Dragon Roast Coffee.
Okay.
So they actually like mix the beans, and a couple days ago I got to tour their facility, and they showed me like how they roast the coffee beans, and that was the first time I was ever close to that. I was like, oh man, this is
another
cool.
process to
like,
freak out on. You're like, oh, this is kind of cool.
It's so cool. And you know, I'm an everyday coffee drinker for sure. And so it's fun to just kind of like see all that, and it's more than just a job. I need something that's really going to pay the bills. But you know, if I did like a little part-time here and a part-time there, and then a bit of Undermakers, if that paid the bills, that would be like dream come true.
That's how it is, man. That's how it is. I was at an improv thing, and I was like, this is what, you know, starving actors and guys do. We come down here and find ways to be creative and get outlets and do things, and, you know, till it pops.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know Dragon Roast Coffee is going to be at Fan Expo, so if you're there, go there.
We're coffee lovers.
And and they're just off of like 74th and York down here. So like I went to visit them, and it was just so cool. Such cool dudes. I love talking to them. If nothing else, we might do some cooperation between Dragon Roast and Undermakers, but it's like, if nothing else, they're just going to be our friends. Like we're just going to hang out, have beers.
That's a good way. If you're going to do business with people, you want to like them enough to hang out with them. You know what I mean? And that's the idea. We do these pop-up podcasts, always looking for places to do them and, you know, people to do them with and stuff. It's just about hanging out in the atmosphere of other creatives and business types, you know? So, hell yeah. All right, before we wrap things up, I do want to give huge shout-outs again. We'll cut www.theundermakers.com.
Yep.
Also, we've got MJ's Collectibles. You can find them inside the Aurora Mall, selling all the hottest vinyl and miscellaneous collectibles, probably some of the 3D type stuff that my man here does.
Yeah.
And don't forget to call your friendly neighborhood cleaning company, Property Pals Limited, for all of your commercial cleaning needs. Also, I'm always on the lookout for interesting and talented guests. So if you or someone in your orbit is talented or simply just interesting to chat with, hit me up. You just might end up on the hub. Philip, again, man, thank you for coming on. I love conversations like this because they remind people creativity isn't just reserved for celebrities or giant companies. Sometimes it's just somebody in the garage or workshop or basement saying, what you think would happen if I tried this.
Yeah, just try things.
Try something new. And that's to everybody out there. Thank you for hanging out with us. And like he said, try something new. Share the show with somebody creative, competitive, or someone who just takes board games a little bit too seriously. I don't know. And remember to always take it light, and it won't ever get too heavy. Be peace, brethren.
Well done, man.
To grab the mic again. I'm finally facing my demons and feeling right again. No lie, embracing the truth about who I really am. Let's never let mediocrity rule our life again. It's about time for us to make a move. Gain some leverage in the design of those who think us fools. Like violent twisted tools, they point and shoot what we consume. We eat it up and chart a path and take it to the moon. That's how the world took a MAGA banner and made it racist. That's how black lives start to matter, but only certain cases. They sow dissension to take attention while nothing changes, but unified through each other's eyes we can rearrange it. It may have been a mistake to grab a mic again. I'm finally facing my demons and feeling right again. No lie, embracing the truth about who I really am. Let's never let me